Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little late to this one, but we're still going to get to it. Almost a full day ago, Paranormal Files released a new video. This town is so haunted, everyone leaves at night. Terrifying paranormal activity, ghost hunting. Another obnoxiously long title from Paranormal Files, but the main gist of it, the Orphan Mine. I've actually heard of the Orphan Mines. There's a few interesting tales to be told, and I'm pretty sure they'll cover them very quickly in the history of this thing. And it already looks like they got some intense stuff going on this episode, so I can't wait. Let's have a look-see what they found at the Orphan Mine. Go. Nope.
So the World of Mining Museum is a very, very interesting place. This is a location that has over 30 buildings on the property. It's essentially a town of its own. But these buildings have been brought in from all over the state, all over the country. I mean, nobody knows the exact history of a lot of these buildings and shacks that are there on the property. Somebody could have died in the church. Somebody could have died in the town hall. Somebody could have taken their own life in the saloon. Those details have been largely lost to time when it comes to locations like this.
So we're here in Butte, and we got the opportunity to do an actual mine. We've never done that before. A mine has all this things like, obviously, deaths and accidents, tragic accidents, decapitations, and people suffocating, falling. Very dangerous place to go. Then. We've never had that opportunity to do it before. So that was really exciting for us. And again, with all those histories of a mine, you can imagine there was a lot of dark history with that. So we ended up going, to begin with, like going hundreds of feet underground to start exploring for the ghosts and the spirits that are there. Dark, damp, rough, obviously stuff all over the place from tools. Just a really, I'd say like just a really on-edge feeling again going into this mine.
Right.
But what makes it extremely interesting is the fact that this is actually the location of the Orphan Boy and Girl mines. Now, these were active, real-life mines that were mined for, I think, 100 or so years. I mean, these mines were in operation for decades. Yeah. And there were a lot of deaths right there deep in the tunnels that weave underneath the property. And we've never gotten to do a mine before. It's something that I've always wanted to do. And getting down there, immediately you could tell that it was a little creepier than I thought it was going to be.
Welcome, guys, to the World Museum of Mining and the Orphan Girl Mine. We're getting ready to head down into our mine, so let's go see what trouble we can get ourselves into.
Pick that up at all.
I can't. It's just dark.
Well,
it is.
Let's go.
Pitch down
I'm
there.
ready, man.
Big deal. Sometimes you just do stupid things. I couldn't back out now. I had to do it.
It was raining, and I thought the mine would be safe.
My friends dared me to go into the mine, so that's what I did. I've done this a million times. What could happen?
I just went into the mine because I was curious. I didn't know anything bad could happen.
There is no excuse. You must learn to protect yourself and those you love. You must stay out and stay alive.
Welcome, guys. My name's Michael. We're pretty much 100 feet below the surface in the Orphan Girl Mine. We're stopping here for a moment just to show you what this mine was looking for, and it's right on this wall over here. It's a vein called galena, and that contains silver for us. With that being said, that's what our mine primarily was, is a silver mine. Now, also at this area, we're going to point out one of our protectors down here, and we call him Tommy, and it's our native Tommy Knocker. A Tommy Knocker is someone who passed away in their mine, but their spirit remained down here to protect the miners by making noises that's not typical to our mines, you know, rocks falling, knocking on wood, or whatnot, basically telling the miners, hey, take warning, something's wrong, get out. With that belief, we are very superstitious. We listen to them and we want to keep them happy. And the way we did that is our end pieces of our lunches that we call a pasty, basically a flat pie crust. We put meat and potatoes on it, fold it over, bake it, and we use that pie crust to keep our hands, our contaminants on the pie crust, not in us. So the end pieces we throw down the mine saying thank you to Tommy. Now, if we didn't keep Tommy happy, they also were known to be pranksters by stealing our tools or lunch boxes, basically reminding the miners, hey, don't forget about us, take care of us.
So, this is a representation of a Tommy Knocker.
Correct.
It's kind of, it is kind of eerie looking.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd really want to see him down here. Well, actually, I would.
I'd like to see him.
And this is
Just
the
for a
vein
moment,
right
just
here.
to prove it,
this
right?
vein, all this blue you see on this rock face right here, when you're looking through here, this is our galena sulfurite that contains lead and silver. Now, if you catch it just right, you'll see silver flakes in there. They could actually be silver. Now, we missed this back in the day by about 100 feet. They said if we would have discovered this in 1956 prior to shutting down, it could have kept us open for about another 10 years.
This right here.
This vein. Now, you brought up an
Yikes.
odor that you smell down here. You'll look up here and you'll see some greenish stuff up on the wall. We call this green octite, basically cadmium sulfate. So that sulfur smell that you're getting, that's where it's coming from. What did we use it for? Basically batteries or coating on planes back in the days. Another thing that we used out of our mine is this vein right here that we call rhodochrosite. When we process rhodochrosite, basically that's where we get our manganese from, a hardener for steel. Nowadays, people who get a hold of it, they like big sections of it because they'll make figurines, carve designs in them around spears, because when they polish it out, it's a brilliant orange with blues and grays in it. A larger vein of it is coming across the ceiling here, down along at an angle between
There's
these two
so much
rock
stuff they
bolts,
could actually still
down to
open
the
this
center of
place
the
up
rock
if they
bolt
really
there.
wanted to, but you'd
Well,
have to put
creepy
some
already.
big money into it, I'm pretty sure.
That's actually, you can go ahead and hold it, feel how dense it is.
Oh, wow. It is dense. For that size of rock.
Wow.
Right?
This is like a weapon right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So a little bit more history while we're here if you want.
Yeah.
One of the things that helped make Butte popular is right here. This is what we call a rise, because we learned to use gravity to our favor. Instead of always picking up big rocks, we decided to learn to figure out how to find our veins, mine underneath those veins, and rise back up to them. And the vein area is what we call the stope. We drop all our ore down our chutes here, and there'd be an ore cart down here. Now, sometimes the chutes would only have maybe one side on it, leaving it exposed to the rock on the side. So as the big boulders are coming down, it could either dislodge another rock, exposing more of a vein, or when that big boulder hits our ore cart down here, it could turn that big rock into a smaller rock, making our life a lot easier. Okay, let's head on down to the 100-foot then.
Fair enough.
Okay.
In Nevada, on July
Real
4th,
mining information
1998,
there.
several young men found an abandoned mine. The mine entry had been vandalized, and they thought it would be fun to explore. They videotaped their dangerous journey.
As you see Briz pointing out, stay out, stay alive. It's a good point, but we're not too smart, so we're going to go anyway.
One thing we know is about 30 people will die this year exploring abandoned mine lands.
We have to climb that.
Yeah, don't everybody keep going.
I got
You're gonna be the lucky one.
Yeah, it's all like this.
Is it off now?
I will not trust that. That looks like a tight squeeze.
Adam! Oh! Adam! Oh! Adam! Yes. Adam! Oh, God. Oh, God. Somebody help. Adam!
The young man fell approximately 65 feet. The thrill of danger became only too real as he laid unconscious in the mine. Hurt and scared, he had to wait several hours in the dark before he was rescued. This young man was lucky. Unfortunately, most people who enter abandoned mines don't come out alive, and their stories are becoming all too commonplace.
Okay, we're actually in the 100-foot original shaft station tool room.
Do not
what's cool
mess.
about down here is we have a big water tank down here that holds 10,000 gallons of water. And we use so much water down here to potable water, keep dust down while we're drilling so we don't breathe in what we refer to as silicosis. And then also because of the thing we mainly fear down here is fire. But the cool thing down here, is if you come up to this wall, you'll see handprints that we actually get to call our ghost hands.
Oh, really?
You can see smaller fingers down here.
And why do you call those ghost hands?
Because we don't know why they're here.
Really?
So we just came in one day and we can suspect, but we don't have the true facts.
How long have they been there?
For at least 12 years.
Really? So how long
12
was this
years,
mine
holy
operational
smokes.
for?
Our first claims go back to 1875, and we actually did not get what we refer to as our gallows frame, the big steel structure above us, until 1920. So we reached this area somewhere in the late 1920s and started expanding there, and we worked our mine all the way up to 1956. At that time, the bottom of our ore body, we mined it to 2,731 feet in our mine. The mine that we're hooked up to, we actually call the Orphan Boy, that's owned by Montana Tech. Their mine was shallower than us. They only went to a depth of roughly 600 feet straight down. There were deaths on our mine yard, yes. There's a few of them that we do have records of with their names, and we have been able to communicate with certain individuals in the past.
How did the accidents happen? Like, what was a typical way someone would die?
Typical way someone could die in the mines can vary. We've had people fall down the shafts. We've had people get exposed to the blasting tube close to blasting improperly, getting caught in the cages wrong. We've actually heard of people being decapitated, looking up the shaft and the cage coming down, catching them. So there's numerous ways, cave-ins. And then the long term that it took us forever to figure out, which didn't happen in our mine, silicosis. Basically, you're breathing in glass and your body can't handle that. We can't get it out, and it just chokes you off eventually.
Oh, they're all terrible ways to go, I would say.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. I agree.
Pardon me,
pretty much everyone that's passed away in our mine, we believe all their bodies have been brought back up. I mean, you can never say exactly in a mine. If someone didn't tag in or tag out, that's the way we originally noted someone going into a mine. We'd have originally brass medallions that we put on from one peg that said out to another peg that said in. That's how we kept track of someone being in the mines. But if I showed up to work and I didn't remember to move my tag over, they didn't know I was down here. So we actually had 2 of these tags. We wore the second one actually on our belt as a means of identification in case something did go wrong in the mines.
Is there anything else you want to talk about back here, or do you want to?
No, we'll go ahead and set up at the actual shaft station and see if we can get anyone to talk to us.
Yeah, this is crazy down here. This is super cool, man.
Butte is known to have over 10,000 miles underneath the city of Butte, with over 50 miles of vertical uprights, basically verticals taking us back up to the top side. Originally, all our mines were interconnected. So if I knew my way around in a mine, I could actually enter in our mine and exit a mine on the other side of town.
Wow. Wait, but did you say 10,000 miles?
10,000 miles of mines below Butte.
That's, if you think about 10,000 miles.
Yeah, you get on a plane, go from here to the tip of South Africa and almost halfway back. Yeah, and we used to always pump the water out of our mines, because once you get down below, depending on the mine, say 130 feet, you're in water. So we'd have to pump that water out so we could work. Right. We did this all the way until about roughly 1984. Even though the last underground mine in Butte to shut down was the Kelly, and it shuts down pretty much in 1976. The reason? Because the other thing Butte's kind of known for, the largest body of contaminated water in the U.S., the Berkeley Pit. And this is a byproduct of mining copper sulfate. Right now, your ore underground doesn't have air hitting it, so it's kind of inert, so water can pass through it and nothing happens. But once air comes in the picture, you basically get a chemical reaction producing acid water. So the pH level in the Berkeley Pit is somewhere around 3.5 to 3.7, depending on the day. The Berkeley Pit started off as an underground mine, and then in 1952 it converts to pit mining, open pit mining. And by the time they were done in 1982, it was roughly 1,780 feet deep, a mile long, a mile and a half wide. Now when they shut it down, prior to shutting down the pumps, we actually put in a bunch of concrete bulkheads so that we wouldn't have cross-contamination water from one mine to another. Currently, there's somewhere around 900 feet of water in the Berkeley Pit. We're not a copper mine, so all the water that actually drips on us is just what we refer to as stock water quality, meaning we could give it to livestock. We could irrigate our grass, but downfall, it stink like smelly pond water. Ultimately, would it kill you if you drank it? Well, the joke part of it is, supposedly a Montana Tech student drank the water once, and they survived. Why did they drink it? I'll just say college student.
Right.
Interesting. If we're going to set up down here to do the paranormal?
The main stuff for paranormal, usually we set up right here because it's a nice workbench. It's flat. It's somewhat dry. If you want to look and see the water level to the Orphan Girl mine, the rules are you have to hang on to your hard hat, pinky on your light, because with hard hats, you hit it on the surface. When you look like this or like this, because the top heaviness of them, they like to fall off. So if you actually come over this edge, hanging on to everything, looking down, you'll see water down there. And our water does fluctuate depending on the time of the year. About a month ago when we had heavy rains, we actually had water at this level. So we actually had to pump water out of our mine so we can continue to operate down here.
That's crazy. Why would this area be specifically haunted?
I wouldn't say haunted. I don't like using those words. I just say this has the most activity because this is a shaft station to where the men went up and down here in a cage that we refer to as a chippy. So it was the miner's elevator to report to and from work. So there was a lot of activity at this spot, and a lot of things happen here. People trying to go home, and we always look at the point of people always trying to find their way home. That's why we think this is an active area. People say, well, what do you notice? And sometimes I hear voices, and I joke and tease with people and says, distinguish, is it in my head or is it real? Sure. Because not everybody hears them or experiences it.
Yeah.
We have experienced down here drops in temperatures. You could be just sitting here and we'll drop, 6-7 degrees. So we've been able to correspond that to something happening.
So I guess you've been down here a lot. Do you have like one or two experiences you could talk about that are interesting?
We've actually had people with the grid. We're doing once a paranormal tour down here, and they had the grid set up here, and they had a necro box here. Trying to get something going, and someone actually pointed out to everyone you could see a figure moving through the grid. Cat balls down here. All of a sudden you'll sit and just be talking, and we've had them go off in this area for no known reasons. There was once here, the necro box is completely quiet, and someone was forcing around trying to open up the gates, and I yelled at the person right then and there to stop doing it, and immediately on the necro box comes out, "Stop, jerk."
So almost like they want you guys to be safe.
Correct.
Interesting.
Tommy knocker.
Well,
yeah.
I'm ready to set up.
Yeah, me too.
What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Nice hat once again.
Let's go. You as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Does it look good with black?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Kind of like an Oreo.
Now remember, we do not have any type of cell reception. No radio receptions. We're 100 feet below the surface. So if you use any type of equipment down here, electronic equipment, monitoring equipment, it comes through. It's something natural.
That's good.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm right.
I wish I wouldn't have stopped filming 10 seconds ago. Oh yeah, good job, good job.
Okay.
So Tommy knockers are a very interesting part of mining lore. Now the Tommy knockers are supposedly benevolent or good, caring spirits that looked out for the miners. They're, allegedly the spirits of dead miners that come back to protect their own. Now if you hear knocking in a cave, that's always attributed to the work of a Tommy knocker. And knowing that people in the past had seen these creatures down in those mines was a little bit eerie. And being down there, you could definitely feel that the air was a bit thicker and that there was some sort of a presence with us.
Okay guys, so we're down here in the mine shaft right now. Well, not the shaft, but the mine, I should say. This is an area where a lot of people have reported experiencing different types of paranormal activity. It's a hot spot, so we've taken a lot of time and set up a bunch of different devices. We got a bunch of REM pods, cat balls, a music box over there, the flux, which is the proximity detector, and it's already been going off, which is crazy. Like someone's just standing there. Like we just showed in the video, there should be no interference, no radio signals, no EMF, anything like that down here in the shaft. So if any of these devices spike, we're going to count that as being pretty unexplainable. You know what I mean? Because we're very far
There's nothing
down
that
right now.
could mess with it compared to on the surface.
We do have Michael with us. That's
Yep.
And he explained already that there shouldn't be any kind of interference down here. So we have the REM pods going off, like you said, the flux going off. So what makes that happen? I don't know.
I don't know either.
We're going to find out.
Let's find out, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I would like to invite anybody who might be down here in the mine to come down, if you can hear my voice, and come speak with us.
Okay, this went off right after we said Roberts.
Roberts.
A name.
Interesting. So my name is Colin.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're just here as friends. We would just like to talk and just kind of figure out what your story is.
Planning.
Roberts planning. Maybe we go with that.
Was your name Roberts? Your last name? You can touch any of these little lights.
And it could be like Roberts, like, you know, above the apostrophe.
Yeah.
Roberts planning. Is he planning something?
Yeah.
Is there something getting planned down here? What is it? Can you use your energy and tell us on these devices here?
There's somebody just standing right there.
Oh.
Everybody, you again.
Yeah.
I'd also love to talk to any Tommy knockers or other sorts of spirits.
Collect.
Planning and collect.
Planning, collect.
Maybe planning to clock out for the day and collect their money.
Who knows?
Because the exit is right here.
That's where they went?
Yep, this is the chippy elevator that would take them back to the surface.
That's right. So would they collect anything down here? Like obviously that
Ore.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Well, that would be the obvious one. They're collecting.
Yeah.
And the planning. I mean, that all kind of makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It'd either be the first name Roberts. Oh, what does it say?
Very lonely here. It is a mine. Adam.
Wow.
Men's names.
Oh, wow.
Both these are hitting. Is your name Adam Roberts? Or maybe there's two of you.
Can you tell us if you're a miner down here? Can you try to say it into these boxes for us? Like what you did down here?
I'd personally also love to just hear your voice. If you could say something to us or maybe knock on the wood.
Those things are really going crazy.
It's really strange that we're so far.
There's nothing that's touching them. There's no electrical stuff anywhere near them. They're going crazy. Windy.
Not really.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
The lights.
The lights.
Listen, dude.
Come on down. Okay, that has to have something physically move in front of it. Oh! Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm actually feeling some chills.
Me too. This was all... That hasn't gone off.
About the chill, windy
like
chills?
Cold coming over here.
Yeah. I know you're seeing the lights.
Hard to say. I'm sorry. I don't
It's
know
crazy
what's
because the
going
proximity
on
meter
with
right
today.
next to it is showing that someone's standing there.
There.
So it's like literally somebody's
Stepping
just
in a little bit more. Hopefully they hear
Tunnel!
itself.
No way! Yo, I don't think we've ever gotten tunnel, have we? Twins tunnels?
These things are going.
Wait,
Orphan
isn't there
twins?
an orphan boy and
Yeah.
an orphan girl?
Yeah.
Would they be considered twin tunnels?
Twin shafts.
Twin shafts. Okay, so the word twins could make some sense somewhere here.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Okay, that's interesting.
Twin
These
tunnel.
are like going like a lot.
Really,
here,
really?
You know?
I know.
Look at this. The music box. Should we reset it?
Okay. So it looks like you almost walked over here near us. You can keep walking over here. We'd love to keep talking.
Which one is that? Michael, if you ever see a cat ball go off, can you just yell?
Yes.
Look at this dude.
Communicate. Yes, we're here to communicate with you. We're friendly. We're just friends. We're not here to do you any harm. We're just here to kind of verify you're here. So thank you for letting us know you're here.
You want to just be
Believe
quiet
it
for
or
a
not,
second?
but
Listen.
that thing just kept going and wouldn't
changed.
stop. Like it's something that actually
There it went.
reached out and touched it and may go crazy.
All right, if you're down here and you just walked over,
A lot of energy either way.
we'd love to hear you maybe knock like that.
Go on. What's that?
It's actually standing right in front
Yes.
of it. Could you make a noise for us?
Oh, shadow.
The shadow knows.
Okay. Where is the shadow? Can you tell us what direction?
Liar.
Oh, liar. Okay. Who's lying? Can you tell us who's lying?
My life was taken.
Oh.
Like in an accident.
Okay.
Well, obviously it can be an accident. Like Michael was just saying, all the different ways of people that expire down here.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there were a lot of different ways you could die in a mine.
Who are you that your life was taken? Can you tell me your name?
Someone is just standing right there. It's really bizarre. Like, ever since we've been down there, that proximity meter has not stopped hitting, which usually it'll sit there the whole night and it won't even hit once.
Right. Something there.
Oh,
what do you mean?
As
Coffin.
something there, we need what, Michael?
Stand there, you'll feel.
Really? Oh, this has... Huh. Tell me if you feel any different.
Earth. It's kind of just like hotter over here. What
felt,
were you feeling?
I felt like a little bit more like
cold and
energy.
Oh, interesting.
Cold and chilled.
So I feel hotter. He feels colder. Maybe that's the same
Okay,
energy, but just
okay.
different ways of interpreting it. I think we've established some form of contact, but we're going to end up moving to different locations. So
A little bit of something, but nothing major. Suddenly, my main camera begins to malfunction. We have to pause to try and figure out what's happening.
see, the formatting should be deleting it.
Gonna come to the Steadicam. We're having trouble with Colin's main camera. And as Michael said, we should be filming it, but we are here, so you guys know we're trying to work on that now.
I just have to say this. I've never seen an error like that once, ever. In the history of using this camera, I've had this camera since, what, 2017?
It's a good
2018?
camera, too.
Yeah, this is like one of the cameras we film with all the time. And that thing was just glitching out on every single camera card, and it was making like a buzzing noise. I didn't even know the camera could do that. And then I randomly it just stopped, and it went away, and now it's recording like normal. Which is very weird, man.
We had a lot of activity as well with, all the things going off. We had...
Listen carefully.
Listen carefully. Think about it. It said quiet before and listen carefully.
Yeah.
I kind of want to walk down there a little bit and just listen at kind of the mouth of the shaft.
Easy.
No helmet on my elbow. Ouch.
Nope.
Are you gonna follow us? Change that light color if you want to. Oh, it went off, Colin.
What?
It went off when I asked him. It's like they crossed over. Come on down here and talk to us if you're in the mine shaft here.
Unfinished business.
Yeah,
Finished business.
I want you to come back here. Come join us.
If you are down here,
He will touch you.
I hope.
Okay.
Can you make a noise wherever you are? Maybe like throw a rock, knock, make some sort of a sound. Use your voice. We'd just love to know that you're here.
Some interesting stuff, but nothing for sure. I will say... Ooh.
Are you down there first?
Never mind, that was their light. I will say I'm very skeptical of the Spirit Talker, the one that they're still using for an app for the smartphone. I have made a video, or at least started working on a video. I'm hoping to check out the other app that Twin Paranormal uses, but that app was going off, like really weird. First it would do scattered gibberish. Then after restarting it, it would actually start getting proper words and phrases, but like half of them didn't make sense. And it turns out when I checked out another channel trying to use it as well, they got a couple of the same phrases that sounded like they were gibberish to me. And I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Spirit Talker, but it seems to me like it pumps out a lot of BS out of there, and it's not 100% reliable. It feels like even in airplane mode that it kind of pumps out phrases and stuff that shouldn't belong, and it's just something that the app does on its own automatically. Like, it's not really anything talking to you, but there was a few phrases afterwards and in between some of the garbage phrases that actually did tend to earn my interest, because I'm like, that could be something here. Keep talking, and then I get more garbage again. So I'm just saying, I'm very skeptical on that thing being a working spirit box.
Further towards the exit.
But down here, I would think in particular, there should be no excuses. They should have gotten like nothing interfering.
Keep the camera on.
Oh, that's pretty.
Hear that a lot
interesting,
too.
because the camera was glitching out. Colin.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
You know,
that's really weird.
That. Yeah,
the camera that I'm holding.
On.
Jesus.
Jesus. Would the miners have been very religious?
Irish?
Yeah.
Oh,
Irish, yeah.
They're Irish.
So Jesus
okay.
kind of makes sense.
Yes.
Irish Catholic?
Yes.
Anybody here use your energy and tell us on either of these devices that Colin and I have who you are?
Please don't stop.
Please don't stop.
We just stopped walking.
Wow, please don't
Weird. Weird.
That seems like a pretty legit response.
Maybe we're getting closer to
We'll
it.
keep walking.
Okay, keep going.
Very interesting, actually.
We just want to hear what you have to say. Figure out who you are. Is this the end right here?
This is as far as we can go, yes.
What's beyond here?
This basically is the property line, right? Probably about 20 feet on the other side of the gate that turns to the Orphan Boy mine.
I can scare you. Anxiety.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that's good.
And one of the crews that was down here for a show, on the left-hand side, down probably where the property line is, there was a very strong energy source down there.
That they recorded?
That they recorded.
Interesting.
When you say an energy source, what do you mean? On a
Figure.
device? Oh, a figure.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd love to hear some Tommy knockers knocking. Do you ever get that?
I've had it happen 2 or 3 times.
Oh, but you're here a lot.
Yeah.
I'm here a lot, and I'm down in the mine by myself a lot, and I know it's not someone messing around me. Yeah, it's
crazy.
yeah.
That would kind of scare me if I was down here alone. I heard that.
I'm a friend.
Oh, well, there you go.
Not a.
I guess
you're
it
a
wouldn't
friend.
scare me. Yeah.
Go away.
Go away.
I think we should go back.
Seems like whatever's
go
down
away.
here is a little bit more angry. I can scare you, anxiety, go
True.
away. It's like
True.
the other ones wanted to talk.
Would there be anything here that would explain that, or
Grumpy old miners.
in this area though?
Humans, all I can say. I mean, every one of us take his personality. I'm going to assume we carry that on with us in the afterlife, the same personality.
Agreed. Yeah,
True.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
We could be bugging them in their thoughts of their work shift, and they just want us to go away so they can do their business.
Kind of like you when you're editing, you tell me, "All right, just 2 seconds, get away from me." I hear that.
That is
a lot.
true. That is true.
I'm just
All
trying to
right.
get a cup of coffee. And maybe that's the miners that, you know, they could be anxiety working down here. They could have the concerns going down
Maybe we should
Run
go.
now.
I was about to say maybe we should go to the other place.
Okay.
So then we can make our way back up to the surface.
He killed us. That's some kind of negative stuff
Told
now.
us maybe somebody
Yeah.
who caused an
Seems
accident.
oddly
Anxiety,
negative all of a sudden.
concern, attached,
I
scared.
don't know about anyone purposely
Well, we're
murdering
back.
anyone down there.
There you
At least
go.
something
You got
that
your
has
wish.
been told so far.
Double
So we're gonna do a spirit box session down here. If you guys don't know what a spirit box is, it's basically a device that cycles rapidly through radio frequencies. And spirits are, according to the theory of the spirit box, able to communicate, but you can only hear their voices on these certain frequencies that our human ears can't pick up on. So that's why we're doing it down here, because there's also no radio signal down here. So if we do hear a voice, I'll be 99% sure that it's a spirit voice.
There's no way you can hear a voice down here. There's no radio game for that stone.
Call. If you're up there, or maybe you followed us, can you tell us your name? Permission? Yeah, you have permission to talk to us. Or maybe it wants Michael's permission.
Speak freely, guys. Let us know what's happening.
Because they know him. What's in your hand? It's a little radio.
That's one of the ones I heard.
Can you say hi or hello? Just use your voice. What did it say?
People are coming.
People are coming. My life ended fast.
Two different
things. Oh. Hear those ones. What was that?
So,
who's coming? Seems like they're like afraid of somebody that's coming.
You're welcome to come down here. You came back. Colin just said you came back.
Really?
Yeah, we did come back.
That's crazy.
Francis, okay. So we might have some names going on with people coming here.
I feel like it was here and it's not as present.
That's what's funny about our mind. When it shuts down.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah, this is not uncommon.
I really do feel like it's just empty around
I do
here
feel
now.
like, I mean, they're...
Like, none of these devices are going off. I say we go to the other place.
Okay, and we can do, like, SLS and so forth.
Yeah, we can do the SLS there.
I'm, like, surprised, though, like, all the REM pods.
Just left.
And even look at the amount of messages. We'll get males, or I'm assuming there's no women that...
Officially, no. No
Officially,
women.
no. Okay.
Unofficially, supposedly, there was, but we can't prove it one way or another.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you for talking to us. We're going to move a little bit farther up towards the exit.
Okay, and that can happen, I mean.
Right then.
They might not want us to go.
I'm sorry, but we do have to go. So you can follow us up there and keep talking to us if you'd like to. But, yeah, that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to pack all this up and get headed up further because we have a couple more locations to investigate tonight. And this has been really interesting, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been really interesting. A lot of activity. It's definitely not as active as it was.
No.
So we're gonna go to a different part.
Let's get out of here.
Okay. Huh. Perfect. There was so much activity down there as far as EMF, which really shouldn't even be there. And I think we got the feeling pretty intensely that the miners were still around, maybe working. Just like kind of going about their day. There was just so much activity when you'd expect us to be so far underground. There was literally no signals, yet we got all this activity, EMF signals that really shouldn't be there. But we were excited to move forward to talk to all these people, miners, and it seemed like maybe their wives. I mean, it was just a really, really strange place to visit. There was just a lot of energy all around. I think the miners were still working, basically.
So right now we're 65 feet below the surface. This isn't part of the original Orphan Girl mine. So this is what we actually started doing tours through in about 2005. But it's an interesting area because we set it up to be part of the original mine and look like the original mine. So it always absorbed a little bit more action here. One time, one of our past tour guides actually thought when he was doing a tour, there was someone sitting up going back towards the surface. And the way he identified it is he always said he would hear the person whistling up there. So it's kind of an interesting cross junction of the old versus the new, I guess.
Interesting. So, but just, you said this is one of the hot spots. Is this kind of where people experience stuff?
The main area people experienced was the 100. The whistling was most common up here, up by the the one drift where the bad air sign was when we saw it walking down.
We're gonna do the SLS and the FLIR camera down here before we head back to the surface to go to the actual kind of town area tonight. But real quickly, you showed us this. This is awesome. What is this? Can you introduce this to us?
Well, make sure I don't trip on any equipment. So, you just can't pick up a phone back in the day to communicate with the surface. So the way the miners would communicate from the deepest part of the mine all the way back up to the surface and in between levels is with mine bells, mine signals, miners' Morse code. And every level would have what we call a cheat sheet. So it'd have codes on how we would communicate. So for at the 100-foot shaft station, what the miners would do is when they ring their shaft station, which would have been 2-1, that says, hey, 100-foot station. And then you would follow it up by saying, we want to send an ore cart up, we have waste, or we want the chippy. Now, the cool thing about these bells, the miners, because they rang them all the time, they would ring them so fast, it would sound like one constant sound. So it was always important not to speak to like the hoist operator up on top, because if they missed the bell by one, miners wouldn't be happy. So they actually developed another slang, because you always lived on slang because we're kind of a hodgepodge community, a lot of different cultures here. And so the slang on the bells was in swear words, displaying their discomforts with the way the hoist operator was running their job.
Interesting. So is there a pattern you could use that would theoretically call the spirits out right now?
I have never tried to do that. We just know the standard mine signals. So, like I was saying, at the 100-foot shaft station, if I would start off by saying, hey, 100-foot, like I was saying, and then saying, hey, I need to haul some waste out of here. And then it would just be, and that would be put in what they refer to as a queue, a waiting list. And then once your turn came up, they would send the mine cage down so you could send your waste up.
So this, when you ring this, does this actually alarm throughout the mine system?
Every single shaft station.
Wow. So when you ring this right here, it basically echoes throughout the mine.
So you primarily hear it at the shaft stations.
Right here.
Correct.
But I mean more so like the stations that are down there are hearing that noise right now.
So if I ring this and someone's right down below us, they'd be hearing it and they'd be coming through right down below us. The same exact.
So cool. Never seen one that actually like works like that.
No, I haven't either.
Well,
Very cool.
I think it's time to get the stuff out, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Okay, so if anybody's here, this device I've got in my hand is kind of like a toy that just shows you on camera. It doesn't hurt you. It's kind of a fun thing to do. So if you want to come out and show yourself, just step forward and this might pick you up. Come around here. It's like a petroglyph on the wall, right here. Oh,
Did
I get it? Did I get
I
it?
still don't trust these things either.
Can you?
Right here.
Still kinds of weird things.
Can you come
on them.
back?
None of them seem to be.
So what
Almost
is
none of
all
them seem
this?
to be particularly truthful because they'll
This
just
is
pick up random patterns.
ribbing.
I gotta set this down.
Going into the early teens, all the
step
timber
back.
around Butte was basically gone because we're using all the timbers to support our mines, to build homes, buildings, bridges, and whatnot. So we had to figure out a way to re-support and keep rocks off the miner's head. So they designed all these things here. We call these rock bolts. So they're hollow tubes basically, so when we drive them in, they squeeze down to lock themselves into place and pinch the chain link vents up against the ceiling, which means all these rocks you see in here keeps them off our heads.
That's crazy. I guess I didn't even think about what I was looking at. But it makes sense that someone would be like on it, maybe like installing it.
Yeah.
It is interesting that you got that on there.
Wow, on the wall.
Yeah.
Would they be walking on this net or crawling, you said, or what?
Well, the miners back in the day would have been 4'8" to 5'2", 5'4", 90 to 120 pounds, so they weren't big. They could squeeze themselves into a lot of small spaces.
Yeah.
But primarily they would be working these spaces like what we are right now. So everything would have been working up via different type of drills, a post drill, a jack leg drill, just to help them raise the drills up and stuff.
Can you come back and just show yourself again? Yeah, you got kind of a funky image on here. It's like a fuzzy image. Oh, and I just said that, don't move.
Did you hear that? Yeah. It was like a...
It's the right.
Jeff, you just missed a really weird noise. That sounded like it came from the shaft area.
It's like a fuzzy image. Oh, and I just said that. Don't move. It's like a fuzzy
Just
image.
barely heard something.
And I just said that. Don't move.
What?
The heck was that?
I did hear it.
Right? What was that? It was like a...
I heard all.
Like what? What was the noise?
Like a low grumble, growl.
Yeah, like a... Like coming from the shaft area over there.
Behind you?
Yeah, it was really
Behind
eerie.
you?
Yeah, it's...
Really?
I think it echoed up a little bit. If you're here with us, can you use your voice? We might have just heard you and say something, please.
Or come back and show yourself again, either with Colin or with Michael. Sit on their shoulder. Come down from the rocks up here. Did you hear that?
I doubt they'll do that, but...
I keep getting an image like above your head.
Hmm.
Like, oh, there's two.
Film it.
I can't. Oh, I don't want to lose it. Quick. There's two. There's a big one and a small one. Here, grab my camera. Because they'll go away. Look at them move.
Oh, wow. Ask it to do something.
It's right up there. Can you come look at it? Michael, do you want to see this?
Okay, thank you for showing up. Looks like you're maybe
See the one here? Oh, it's going up.
What is this called?
Look at that.
The cribbing?
Yeah, the cribbing. Are you installing the cribbing?
I'll just keep scanning here. Can you come down? It's all the way over here.
It's like there's 3 of them.
Oh my gosh, another one came. You're right.
Tommy knockers crawl on things.
Oh,
They're gone.
Weird.
It started.
Oh, I just heard like a tap the moment
It
that
started
happened,
over there.
that they left.
And it came across all the way up to here. Oh, that was cool.
We should turn off our lights for a second and use the IR and just sit here in the pitch black and just see what you hear. Total isolation.
Yeah, do you want me to turn this off?
Yeah.
Complete and total
Actually, I'm
darkness.
gonna keep rolling on these two.
You still willing to try to communicate with us?
Oh, that's me.
If you are, you just need to go by one of the lights over here. That'll let us know. Were you happy I got the bell up and working a couple weeks ago?
We're only here for a little bit longer. I'd love to hear... Oh, there goes the cat ball right
Really?
there.
Oh, cat ball's good. Is that on camera?
Yeah, it'll be on the stand.
Okay. Is that kind of the first cat ball we've had?
Yeah.
That's the first one. And if there's more of you doing that, you can see they're harmless and they're just kind of like a toy. Can you make any of the other ones go off?
That's glasses. Hello, microphone.
Can you make some of the other cat balls go off? Just, they're like a toy. Remember, they don't hurt you.
That's a little more interesting.
Can you touch
Cat
this
balls
little
and
red
stuff going
light
off.
and make that go off for us with the antenna?
It's so still.
Yeah. It does seem like it's just like... The only thing is we have... Wow.
God. Sorry.
Just like, give me a little warning. We had, how many figures do we have? 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Might have had 3.
I know
on
3.
the one wall.
Yeah.
So 3 or 4 figures. Maybe they just want to be visually seen and not heard. I don't know. But that's visual.
We've been down
I still
in
don't
here
really trust those
for
things.
what, like
so
an hour and a half? 2 hours?
Yeah, but at least an hour and a half.
Around an hour and a half. But we have more to explore here on the property. So we're going to say thank you to who we were talking to in here. Could have been any of the names we got. But we appreciate you chatting with us. We're going to pack up and go. And yeah, we're going to leave right now. So
No, more locations.
Yeah,
to
and I
check
would
out.
just say, like Colin did, thank you for coming out and trying to communicate with us. We appreciate it and respect you, and follow us if you'd like. But yeah, we're ready to go back to another spot with Michael's. And the cat ball goes off again.
Saying goodbye.
See you later.
Okay.
So after investigating the mine, finding those SLS figures almost working down there in the depths, seeing the strange EMF activity, the music box, the responses that we were getting, everything was making sense. And it didn't seem like it was anything evil or dark or scary. This more so felt like
if there's anything down there, it's more
spirits
just
of
watching.
Miners or people that lived and worked in that town and that community,
protecting the area in
to
general.
where they worked. It could have been an imprint, you know, like the stone
That
tape
too.
theory. Like these energies did their job so well, so proficiently for so many years that that energy is actually imprinted on the rocks and the tunnels down deep in the earth. But I don't know. To investigate even further though, this is the point when we headed out of the mine up to the actual town itself and to the museum portion. And if you thought that the history of darkness, of death and accidents was limited to the below the surface portion of this museum, you would be dead wrong.
Now, every once in a while, we have a motion light on the bottom part of our
People
gallus
get a
frame,
little
our big
anxious when
steel
in
structure
town.
you're looking at with all the red lights on it. And when they're out playing, the motion light will actually turn on and off by itself.
And it just was on when I got the camera out, and it just turned back off.
We were inside the restrooms, and Michael was out here, and it came on when you were out here.
Yes.
And then, of course, it stays on until you went and got your camera, and then it went off before you turned your camera on. But you were saying the other one doesn't.
The one, we have an identical one on the other side that never goes off unless you walk underneath it.
Are you over there walking around?
Yeah, and you can't turn it on from way out here. I mean,
No,
you got to be way.
You literally have to be almost underneath it to get it turned on.
Yeah.
Let's just sit for a second.
What is that structure called?
A gallus frame.
Gallus?
Originally, people would call them a gallows frame because it reminded people of a hangman's gallows. But because of, so to speak, over 57 different cultures here, because we literally had people from all over the world come to Butte to work in the heyday, it always came out in gallus frame.
Gallus frame.
So we called it a gallus frame forever, and then it picks up another name somewhere in the 70s called a head frame.
And what is the purpose
There
of
it's
it?
on.
I was going to say, you know, it might be
There
that,
we go.
you know, we're talking about the Gallus frame. That's important to them. They like to hang out there. That's my theory, but thank you.
Underneath the center of the actual gallus frame is what we call the sheets. So people, when they reported to work, they would go in the original, what we refer to as the miner's dry, the place that miners would go to dry off after shift, because working underground is 100% humidity. So in the copper mines, you'd have the copper water dripping on you all day long. So you come out of the mine workings directly into a shower. You take a shower fully clothed to get the contaminants off of you and your clothing.
Okay.
Now you wanted to keep your miners dry, somewhat close to the entrance. The lights back off. Somewhat close to the entrance of the mine, because this time of year is not a big deal. You can go like this and you're soaking wet and you're thinking, oh, that feels great. But think about February, March. You come from South Dakota.
Yeah.
40 below, it would kill you. So you try to protect the miners from the elements as much as possible by having the dries as close as possible.
Okay.
A dry, back on.
Oh.
Miner's dry is nothing more than a large locker room for the miners.
So basically, right in that area, that means there would be a lot of movement going on right there.
That's what
Yeah, our original dry was right here where we're standing.
Okay.
So they'd be going back and forth between here, and you could sort of see that white cage, the chippy on the surface over there. So they'd be going between here and there to report to and from work.
So walking right in that area where the motion light is.
Correct.
I think what's kind of interesting for me, and you know, I don't want to stretch this too far, but I was in this bathroom right here, and just do my thing, and the light went off, pitch black, and then I moved, it came back on again. But it's like interesting that it's almost in line with the, there it went off with that. But I don't know, how long does it take for that thing to time out? It seemed really quick.
30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't stay on long.
So probably not
We
paranormal.
want to chase people out of our bathroom. No.
That is interesting.
Get
though.
out of here.
There is
You
somebody
done
there.
pooed.
Understand, like, what is there for them to
You're
dry
only here
off?
for
I mean,
tinkles.
like, was there something there prior, or is what's there now?
Well, we can walk over there.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the. Wow. Okay.
Oh, so you have to be right
Whoa,
here
way
to
up
set
here.
it off.
Right? Nobody was
That's
here.
so interesting.
You can see it's definitely not us over there setting it off.
Yeah, and there's nothing loose or flailing around. Or,
Oh.
I mean, this is literally just rocks. There's no animals around here.
Metal piping and some lights attached very snugly to those metal piping.
Correct.
Yeah, there's
Now,
nothing
this is
flailing
what
and
we
moving
call
around
steel
over there.
sheets. Basically, the opening of the mine. So both times we were in the
That's
mine,
been more interesting than evidence.
we were
than
literally
anything.
100 feet below where we're standing right now. And then the second place where we set up with the machine was showing us the stick figures.
Yeah.
That was 65 feet directly below us. When Colin looked up the mine shaft to see the surface, he was actually seeing daylight at his mine working right here.
Wow. That's crazy. These things look kind of spooky.
Okay.
Were there any accidents around here that might explain why?
Yes. There's one person I know decapitated, I'm pretty sure, here on the sheets.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
And then there was a few other accidents as well.
Like...
falling into the mine shaft.
Oh, so people literally right here falling down?
All the way, baby.
And getting your head
Talk
cut
about
off
hitting
by
rock
the
bottom.
elevator?
Yeah, basically the mine, the skip, or the chippy. I have not seen them. A couple people, but we could never get it on camera, report a man walking around in a yellow slicker. He's been reported in a couple places on our premises. One over by what we refer to as a Chinese laundry, and the other place is on a corner of the Orr house up over here. You can follow the stairs up to about here. There's a corner over there. Someone swore they saw him standing up there once.
I couldn't imagine getting decapitated right here.
No.
Not a good way to go.
Well, it'd probably be pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You probably
I mean, you put it like that,
probably
yeah.
won't imagine doing it because you won't remember it.
I
Wow.
hope not.
Well,
I
It
mean,
was wild to see that motion sensing light going off because there was no wind, there were no animals that we can see. Obviously, a light that big isn't going to be triggered by a bug or anything like that. And to hear the story that people have seen the spirit of a miner walking around that area known as the Sheets is just crazy. I mean, not only does it make sense that this was a heavy populated and heavy trafficked area while the mine was in operation, but there was a decapitation, a couple of deaths right there in that immediate area. It's just wild. I mean, the death and the accidents, all of that is spread out all over the property. From that point, we headed into the museum to see if we could contact some of the people who worked above ground while the mine was in operation.
So right now we're in what we call the engine room, and why this is a significant thing is because right over here, this is what's the person called the hoist operator is operate all day, his work shift. That would be controlling over here what we call hoist drums, and we call them opposing force hoist drums because of the way they work. As one would be winding in, the other one would be unwinding, acting as a counterbalance. Reason why I like bringing people in here is my own personal experience. I've done tours.
That just went off.
Right when we talked about it.
Yep.
I've been doing tours in here and be talking to my group just like I'm talking to you right now, and I actually physically watch someone's eyeballs roll back in their head and collapse. And be out for like 5-10 seconds and pop back up and look at me and go, what just happened? We've had another tour guide where someone was actually trying to jump over onto our hoist drums and everyone heard the loud voice saying, get off, just out of nowhere. We've also had another experience in here to where there was, we haven't heard it in a while, actually tapping on the ceiling, and we couldn't figure out what was going on.
Oh, what the hell was that?
No way.
So we've had...
And right over there, there's the proximity. Someone walked over there now.
We've had the music box go off twice. Right after you said
The
that.
music box went off a couple times for movement, and there was something loud.
So we have had a lot of activity in here, and is it supposed to be flashing?
Now it's the thing's stepped away from it.
Yeah.
So
So who do you think would be in here, or why would they be?
Got a lot of activity in here, eh, bud?
the reason why they'd be in here is the hoist operator. From the way I was explained to it is when he passed over, this was his workplace and this is where he came back and when he spent his time.
Damn.
Mention this.
Hoist operator is in
So
gear
what I've been
and in
explaining,
session, man.
someone's told me is when the hoist operator who actually operated here passed away, this was his joy. So this is where he called his home. Another thing that has been
anywhere, it would be
told
here.
to me is we know these are not our original hoist drums. These came from another mine. From when we shut down, they took our original ones out, so these are replacements. And we were told that spirits actually follow a lot of objects a lot of times. So that's another explanation that we've been told about on it.
Interesting.
And Michael, we were just talking about this area. This is where the person would be standing.
Correct.
Because I asked you where would be some movement, and that's where you directed me that we put that there.
Correct.
Which is interesting.
That's wild.
It
was
is
just
going
sitting there for like
crazy
45
over there.
minutes.
Someone is visiting.
Nothing happening.
And now,
And right when he talks about the hoist operator.
Yeah.
So you always want to respect the hoist operator because he's the one that took care of the men underground. Ultimately, you don't make this guy mad because you don't get what you want. You don't get nothing.
I'm going to turn this off.
That is gone hog wild.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's really bizarre.
Just
usually the number one area the music box people have worked with them has been in the churches.
Okay.
And what happens in the churches a lot of time, and we haven't figured out why yet, they won't work in there a lot of times. They won't turn on. It's like the batteries are dead. And the moment they get out of the church, they work fine. So that's the electronic interference that I was telling you about with your camera underground. Don't worry about it. It's going to work when we get on the surface.
That was very weird.
That was really strange.
What happened with you on that?
Nothing that's ever happened once.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen it happen more than once here. So you can see, I could say I know it's not my equipment, but I had all the faith in the world that it was going to start working again.
Well, it's working because look at Jeff right now.
It's a big bang.
Something
And
else.
have you ever seen it go off like a music box in this area?
I've never used the music box inside of here. You guys are the first.
Yeah, there was another knock.
All right, well, I think we should turn on
I
the
think
dual
it's kind of
port.
weird. Like it seems like it's active.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had activity obviously tonight. So it's like now I'm feeling like it again.
Yeah.
But you are
I'm ready to turn this on and get going. Okay, man.
So I don't know.
Okay, so we've been in here investigating here at the mining museum for a while now, but we've been hearing some noises inside of this building. The music box was just going off, and we're going to use the dual port. Now, this thing is basically a spirit box that just has features that remove all the extraneous noise and static, so you're just going to hear the voices.
The spirit box with the noise dampener.
I'm excited
so
to
that
dig in. We've been hearing some movement. The static cameras just caught a crash that happened a few seconds ago. So, yeah, we still got our headlamps on.
We do.
And this camera has been acting up all night. I don't know what's going on with it. I've never seen that issue before. But let's turn this thing on.
Still recording, you know.
If there's somebody in here with us, my name's Colin.
I'm Jeff.
And we just would like to talk to you tonight. If you see any of our red lights or our little gadgets or tools that are set up, you can go up and touch them and it'll show us that you're here. Could you make a noise for us or touch one of those devices?
And also we have this music box again that who would have been the name of that? Hoist operator. A hoist operator was going crazy, so you can come back and play with that again if you want. We'd appreciate it.
Is there anybody in here with us?
What is that clicking?
This? Or no?
Did you set a device over here?
No.
It's coming from here. Look at that, right when we turn that one off, that one starts clicking.
Okay,
There's a tap.
We'd love to have for you guys to come out and talk to us again. Show us you're here. Make a noise. Play with any of the lights. Use your voice.
Heard something. Not sure what that was.
Could you make a loud noise in this room to let us know where you are? I think we might have just heard you.
That sounded like people marching on through the area very quickly.
How about you stand over there And I'll stand over here and we can listen. Oh, that's not me.
What is that?
The music box.
Oh, where at?
Right here.
Okay. If you made that music box, come on, keep walking over towards me, if you would please, and make these lights, play with these lights here and let us know you're here.
Can you make a noise for us to let us know where you are?
Okay. Oh, wow, that was nice.
Is that you?
No, I was back over there in the corner.
Thank you for making that noise. Can you make another one even louder?
Can you use your energy on this device again and tell us who you are?
I'm enjoying this.
We can kind of tell. You do like sneaking about.
Big light.
I'm enjoying this. Do you hear that tap? I have a feeling that you're kind of over
they
here.
They do seem to enjoy moving about quietly and making little noises.
Is that true? Can you knock on something?
Okay, that would.
Mining
I think the
was
equipment
dangerous.
would probably be dangerous.
The equipment, yeah.
What's dangerous?
I worked here.
Oh!
I worked here.
I worked here.
Yeah.
Dude, I worked here?
Yeah.
It's the spirit of a miner. That's crazy.
It seems like anything industrial like this would be dangerous. I mean, right?
I worked here too.
Yeah.
So when you worked here, I'm assuming you used maybe some of this equipment?
And Colin, I had dangerous, you know.
Mm-hmm. Can you try lead us to what equipment you used? You could set off one of our devices by touching one of those lights near the equipment you used, or make a noise by it.
Ooh, wow, that light is not good. You're gonna give me a seizure, dude.
Home.
Feel at home here? Maybe.
There's a priest.
There's a priest. Well, Catholic again, right? I mean, Irish for most of the miners. Oh, in a church, yeah. Dangerous.
Can you tell me something about your job?
Yeah, what was that weird little noise?
Another tap over here.
Oh, what?
Something on the
Tap over here.
Is anybody here that used any of this equipment? If you are, let us know on the device your name or your position, what your job was.
Mine.
Mine!
There we are.
No way!
There we are. They're here to
That's
mine.
crazy, dude. Mine?
Right.
Yes,
I know.
Wow, that is so, this thing's been
reaction
spot on tonight.
And it's crazy that we got the word mine in the museum.
Don't really get that.
After being in a mine. I mean, it's very, very freaky. We got a lot of activity, and it gave us the impression again that they were just kind of still working around us. And after all that activity, we decided like it's time to go to the most haunted part of the mine property, the old church.
So,
okay,
somebody is here in the church already. We just are setting this up. This is the first time any REM pod really has gone this crazy.
Yeah.
Reset it 3 times. Or
Yeah.
Twice, 2 or 3.
Look at that thing. Oh, there it goes. So somebody's here. They're sitting on this pew, it looks like. Oh, these bugs. Yeah. So we're going to start. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to reset this one more time.
So are we gonna do the Estes now? Or?
Yeah. Why are we here?
Well, first off, we're in St. Patrick's Church. This church was moved here, and
Jeez.
I gotta turn this off. That's
It's
crazy.
just going to keep going. Whatever it is, really wants to grab a hold of that thing and mess
But
with
anyways,
it.
the church was moved here from Browns Gulch, and we know that it's been very active, not just with the priest, but also families and related, we believe, from the schoolyard that's actually just out the front door from here. It's always, I shouldn't say always been very successful, but most of the time we get some really good hits here.
And you still think it's the miners' spirits?
No, this one I think is more family-based here, and children.
Interesting. Okay. Well, you ready to finish this out?
Let's do it.
Hey everybody, it's Colin here. Thank you for watching today's video. Hello to all the new subscribers, and hello to the rest of our beautiful, wonderful, spooky family. As you know, every single week here on the channel, we give away a free gift bag video. Let's give y'all 10-6. So go comment this video. Thank you for listening to my little spiel. I love you guys so much, and stay spooky. Okay guys, so we're gonna do an Estes method session right here in the church. I'm sitting at the very front. Oh, there's a Powerade behind me. Oh, is that you, I think? And I'm still gonna wear the helmet over the Estes headphones. But you can see right behind me, this is the altar. Jeff's gonna be sitting there in the pews. Michael's gonna be back there in case something happens that we want to corroborate right away.
What is going on?
Crazy.
I think you're going crazy, man.
What do you mean? I mean, look. I mean, that doesn't just keep going. Okay.
I'd make sure there's nothing on in that bag by accident.
Okay.
Can you just please step away from that?
Okay, I'm gonna put this on.
Okay, so we're gonna have to be able to listen to you though.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'll turn it off. They're not behaving.
Who is here with us?
They don't get the toy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Where are we at right now?
That's me.
Okay, you're playing with the light. What's your name? What's your name?
He came through with flying colors.
So who is he? Does he have a name, or can you tell me if he lives here?
Father.
Father, okay.
He was here.
Was he in this church?
Down there.
Okay. Down there, like in the mine, or what? What do you mean? When you say down there, what do you mean?
The elevator.
Okay.
Mmm.
Did something happen in the elevator?
I miss him. Like a whisper.
Okay.
I love you.
Okay, so are we maybe talking to your father that maybe used to work here? Was your father a miner? Or did he do something else here?
For a while.
Can you tell me if it's your father? Is that who this is? Were you his daughter or his?
And yeah, that video
son?
footage from that camera is
At
bugging the
peace.
heck out.
No education. 3
It's
babies.
a big crack. Big noise. What do you mean 3 babies? Is that in your family, or you got to tell me if it's your father, if you're a son or the daughter of your father. If you're male, female, you have a name. Give me a hint.
Thor.
Thor. Okay.
Charles.
Okay. Thor, Charles. Is there one more person? Maybe the 3 babies?
People always come. Why?
Well, it's a church. But I think we're talking to one of the babies, Charles and Thor. Is there another one of the babies? One more name?
Oil. Silver.
So
way too hot.
It seems like your father is probably worked in the mines. Can you just tell me that? Okay. And then you named Thor?
Lost down there.
Okay.
Oh, I feel a weird energy around this me. I don't know what is going on with what you're asking.
Is there one
we
more?
We are all his.
You're all? Okay. So I think again that you're talking about your father. Sounds like you mine silver.
Ooh, like, it sounds like a kid. I'm waiting for him. Like a southern almost kind of. I'm waiting for him.
Okay. So down there, I think must mean obviously the mine, silver mine. What was your father's name? Can you tell me your father's name?
Pineapple. Want it.
That probably would have been really good down in the mine, a fresh pineapple, I'm sure, but...
Edwin.
Edwin, okay. So 3 babies, Thor, Charles, and Edwin. So
he worked too hard.
So we've got, back to talking to you guys again, Edwin, Thor, and Charles. Sounds like the 3 babies. You have a father that was a miner, silver mine.
Sweating.
Yep, and that was hard work. Tell me, like...
Jimmy.
Okay, your father's name is Jimmy. I'm going to go with that. Is that right? Did he go by another name? Jimmy? Did he go by a nickname or...
Emergency.
Okay.
Yep.
The light just changed, the brightness, and that just went off. Is that you? Is
Chemical burn.
Chemical burn, okay. So I'm going to go with maybe, was this your father again, Jimmy, in the mine, who maybe passed...
There's a little kid here.
Sleeping.
Weird.
From a chemical burn?
Bugs all over.
Is that right? Your father's Jimmy? Did he get injured or
miscarriage
killed with a chemical burn in the mine?
Big Jim.
Okay. I asked you, Jimmy, if he went by another nickname. That sounds like the nickname, Big Jim. Thank you.
I heard church music like, hallelujah.
Was Big Jim, was he Catholic or Baptist? Can you tell me what religious beliefs he had?
Blood. That was weird. Blood. I can't leave without.
So I'm wondering...
Ugh, just heard a weird breath. Like that. Like someone choking or
you said there was a woman here, and I'm getting the name Mildred. Maybe Big Jim's wife? Can you tell me what Big Jim's wife's name? You would never know that name, I'm sure of it.
I love you. It's not the same male voice coming through all of a sudden, like a choking. Oh, good.
Okay, are we talking to Big Jim now?
You have to. I miss them.
Okay. It sounds like you miss your 3 babies. I'm gonna go with that.
Again, it's like a weird man's voice has just like come in here. Whatever you're talking about, it seems like a man.
I mean, maybe you had a chemical burn. Maybe you inhaled some chemicals and breathed something in the mines. We're just trying to talk to you so you can
This is great.
Okay, you let us know anything. What do you want us to know about your life? What were some things you really enjoyed?
A small sandwich, please.
Okay. You like sandwiches?
A burger.
Wow, isn't that weird, Michael? I mean, telling me food you like.
And then a cough.
I think you got affected by something in the mine. It sounds like you're trying to tell us a chemical inhalation or burn. You miss your babies, Thor, Edwin, and Charles. Did you have a wife?
Can't be in too long.
Marie.
Okay, so I'm not really sure who we're dealing with. Marie now.
Miss my daddy. Like his southern. Miss my daddy.
Yeah, it's the. I think it's one of the boys again. Which one are you?
Lawful.
The young.
Caroline. Hey, this is Benjamin.
Wow. Okay. We gotta separate. I think we've got more people in here. Big
Trying
Jim.
to stake my claim. Hi, Jeff.
Okay.
Creepy.
Oh wow. Okay, who is it? Who's saying hi to me?
Don't provoke us.
Okay. Not provoking anybody. We're trying to be really respectful here.
Right.
But can you tell me, can
Uh-huh,
Big Jim
sometimes.
step
I'm
forward?
looking for. I keep saying stuff like I'm looking for him or something like that.
Can Big Jim come forward? Let me know it's you and tell me again what you enjoyed while you were here at the mine. So I know it's you.
The same voice. Get the doctor.
They're making those noises.
Yeah, and I would say how quiet now the REM pod and the spirit talk or the music box has been.
Pray for me.
Right.
Okay, we're in a church. We'll say a prayer for you, but I don't know who I'm talking to.
I need warm clothing.
Okay, it sure sounds like
Dark brown.
Oh, there goes the
Oh.
light. Wow.
Go again.
The
Okay.
dust.
Interesting. This is my home. What's that?
What's funny is we actually got a horse called Big Jim.
Really? A horse here?
Yeah,
Okay.
horseman.
It burned me.
Okay, we're back to the chemical burns again. I really think we got Big Jim was a miner
There he
injured by a
suffered
chemical
by a
burn.
chemical burn,
Miner,
yeah.
he said it just right there.
Minor. Crazy. Minor.
And
It was rough.
I'm gonna. Gosh. Okay.
Damn. Why'd you do that?
Oh God. Isn't that?
And then
Yeah,
like a group of people laughing. Really
Wow.
weird. Like.
Well, I've got total chills.
Like
Oh, trying to
four
talk
of
to
them.
you. We
It's
gotta
like,
quiet it down
I think
once in a
you're
while.
seeing what's happening here, but I don't think
That's me.
I don't. Yeah, I think you're just Big Jim. I don't think there's any kind of negative or evil type of energy here.
No.
Where's my something? The same male voice.
Yeah. And I think it seemed. I just think it's Big Jim, and you've got one of your boys here that's speaking up, either Edwin, Charles, or Thor.
Can you play music?
Hey, are you?
Sing.
Okay, yes. You're really validating things here for me. Thank you.
The Star Spangled Banner.
Wow. Okay. Sing the Star Spangled Banner. It's crazy. So Big Jim.
Even calling out a song.
When I said
They're
Big
telling
Jim,
you they want it, my
You're
dude.
being very
Sing.
difficult.
I've got to turn this off. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Thanks.
So, what's the?
Where is it? Or where am I? One of those two.
Dude, you need to
I
turn it
think-
off. The off switch
I
is
think
on the
it's
bottom.
is it the child that's playing with these lights here? That's what it seems like. Who's playing with the light here?
Meet me face to face.
Okay. I've got to maybe shut this
I
off.
came here. Oh, I came up from the below or something like that.
From the
Came up
miners,
from below.
actually.
Okay, so I think again we've established it's Big Jim.
Yeah.
Can
whoever
you
this Jim
save
is.
my son?
Wow. Okay, interesting. So Big Jim, maybe one of your sons also.
Please. They're cold.
Okay, so tell me how I can save your son.
Amazing.
I don't know why it's so active in this.
This is funny.
Okay. Tell me how I can save your son, Big Jim.
God.
Through prayer?
Please.
Okay. We're saying a prayer for your son, Big Jim, so.
I'm moving to a new city.
Really? Okay. Are you going to leave this area and go where then? What city are you going to go to?
Escape.
Well, you're going to escape. Wow. Yep. He said yep. Escape to a new city. Are you going to bring your...
Can you help?
I'd like...
So many questions.
I'd like to help you.
Asking, but just questions.
Yeah, I'd like to help you, but unfortunately you can't come with us. You can't leave here.
The shaft. Creepy.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting.
Okay. Well, Big Jim,
Cornbread.
right after I say this again.
Cornbread.
I mean, I don't want to be...
Cornbread and oatmeal.
I don't want to be stereotypical that... Oh my gosh, okay. 3 babies again.
Please tell him.
Your son, one of your sons is in trouble or in danger.
You need...
What can I do to help your...
The Lord.
It sounds like
You need to help them send them on, my dude.
Amen. Right after I heard that. Amen. I don't know if that was a song.
Wow,
or what.
prayer again. Amen. No, I hear you.
I feel weird kind of over here. I don't know what, if that's something that's going on, but it's like the first, I just feel a tingle. Oh, yep.
I think we're going to be done pretty soon here, so is it Big Jim?
Whatever.
Okay, let me know.
Green beans.
You verified that it's
Hungry.
Those are a loud
The
bell.
boy is hungry. Give him some food.
I was going to ask you again. Okay, I think it's there's 2 of you, and I think it's Big Jim and one of your sons that's in trouble. But I was going to ask you,
James.
Okay, I was going to ask you what you enjoyed again, and you listed another food.
My eyes.
Okay, were your eyes in trouble with the chemical burn? Or...
Okay, I gotta be done.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
You say that in church.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Did any of that make sense?
That made a lot of sense.
So the mind really was not
There's some pretty
scary
active responses
or
there.
evil feeling. It just was full of energy and like
Full
it was
of energy
really
and
active
people
at
just
that
kind
time.
of generally stuck
Like,
there, not
the
being
miners
overly
were still
negative,
working.
just
People were still on
very
the
active.
property doing their jobs. They loved it.
At least
it
that's what it
seemed like
definitely
to us,
seems to be.
With the responses and so forth that we got. So the mine itself, for me, was just really a special place. Never have been to a mine. Obviously a lot of tragedy, but a lot of hardworking people, and it turned out to be a great venue for us.
So after doing the Estes method, once again, it kind of confirmed to me and Jeff that it was a good energy that's there at the mine. Now, you can be afraid of good energy just because it's so shocking. You don't really know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, you're
obviously
surprised
it's
and
dealing
shocked
with
by
the
it
unknown,
being
and there's
there.
always a fear when it comes to the unknown. But at the end of the day, it was a great opportunity to be able to investigate that mine and that whole property. And I felt like there were spirits of miners and their families that are still there, either actively working in the mine or just repeating activities that they repeated every day of their lives for so many decades. I'd definitely go back. There's a lot more of the property to investigate and experience, but at the end of the day, I can confidently sit here and tell you that that place is haunted, and I don't need to be convinced any further. We saw it, we experienced it, and
right.
It was nice to have a positive, happier haunting for a change as opposed
yeah.
to our darker spots that we usually pick and choose. But it's Colin here. Thank you again for watching this video. Thank you to the Spooky fam for joining us this evening. And as always, guys, we will catch you next week. Thanks for watching, and stay spooky.
Next week, investigate scariest prison in America, Montana State. I think they said that they were going to do that earlier. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. Thank you, everybody out there. And as they're advertising themselves and their merch, I'd like to also take this moment to remind you not only to follow, share, subscribe to their channel, but also follow, share, and subscribe to my channel. Share the videos, share the links, like the videos, including this reaction here. And yeah, I have to say that one was pretty interesting. A little bit hit a little bit of a lull for me, but I got most of that. And yeah, that doesn't seem like it's a threatening place or a spooky place. It just generally seems like the leftover families that still roam the property, essentially, is what it kind of seems to amount to. Nothing particularly horrifying, nothing particularly negative. Just kind of people carrying on as they carried on. And in some cases, it might be attachments from even other places, but they're local enough to be almost the same to what used to be there. So, yeah, it's interesting. Again, not a huge amount of evidence until that last bit. I'd have to try and see what it's like to do the Estes method and see what it's actually like for myself to say 100% for sure on the Estes methods. But it does seem to get a lot of interesting reaction, and that one in particular was a lot of interesting reactions. So anyways, that's it for now. Thank you all again for watching. Hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you all again in the next reaction. Have a good night.